Yes, I think there is, especially if you think about it from an evolutionary standpoint, where the females long ago were in charge of foraging and taking care of the children due to survival of the fitness to take care of their offspring, and also the males were in charge of hunting and being involved in more risky activities.
Um, I do. I feel like female toys have to do a lot with caregiving. For example, with dolls or playing house because they're wired to care for they're the next generation. And I feel boys also are tended towards more physical, action packed activities because of their testosterone levels.
Is it possible that there are biological factors for children's toy preferences? In a study done by researchers from Concordia University in Montreal, Canada, a group of 12-month-old children were tested on their visual preferences for certain toys. They were each shown images of a doll and a truck, and researchers measured how long they looked at each image. The children had no prior stereotypes of their genders or the toy type. These researchers found that children's visual preferences began to be more gender stereotyped between the ages of 12 and 18 months.
This result may be linked to the fact that between 12 and 18 months is when children become more physically active, able to walk and run. This increase in physical activity may thus lead to differences in toy preferences in the two genders, as boys may start to prefer toys that allow them to move around, such as cars and trucks, versus dolls which do not involve as much physical activity. But why do boys develop an aptitude for physical activity as they get older? Let's look at another study done at the Texas A&M University.
In this research study, researchers looked at the evolution of sex differences in M cell and P cell pathway functions among girls and boys. The M cell pathway function is associated with motion and spatial abilities, while the P cell pathway is associated with the ability to distinguish object form and color. These researchers came to the conclusion that over time, the M cell pathway in males developed to enhance their ability to hunt and capture animals, while the P cell pathway evolved in females to improve their food gathering and foraging skills by giving them enhanced identification of form, color, and memory for object landmark associations.
From the study are consistent with what we observe in males and females' behaviors now, since in general males have an advantage over females in spatial navigation and aiming projectiles, while females have an advantage over males in visual information processing and object color identification. This would explain why boys from a young age prefer toys that involve physical activity and movement, while young girls have a preference toward toys like dolls featuring warm colors, giving their high sensitivity to object features and colors.